what's up?
Chilling. How you doing?
All right. Let me put my 2 cents in on this. Remy has already verified that she took care of Pat for 20 years. And out of that 20 years, he got 20% of her income. Okay, so you provided for this man. So you already knew. She even said that he's a taker, not a giver. So he never paid none of the bills or none of that. So you've been with this woman for 20 years. And you don't expect for him to not gonna want half? Let's just say it was the other way around, where Pat was taking care of Remy. She gonna want half. Black women push feminism to where they wanted equal opportunity, equal rights. We got all the education. We doing better than black men. That's what they pushed out there. So now, when the playing field has been leveled, where now you got to come up off of half of the money, now it's all of a sudden a problem. Lack of accountability with black women is like what kryptonite is to Superman. And that they pushing like, okay, everything is cool and dandy. But see, here's the thing. Papoose is evident that black women should not be raising black men. Papoose is raised by a single black woman who coddled him, took care of him, made sure he had everything that he needed. So when he went to go look for a woman, he looked for his mama. But a black woman will push her daughter out there to go get an education, go get your own job, get your own bank account. Don't depend on no man. So what Papoose is the nigga that you raised. So don't sit there and point fingers like, okay, oh, he wrong for doing that. Guess what? That's the product of black women raising black men thinking that they don't need their daddy around. Why? Most of these niggas' daddies, when he got with the mama, it was a change the pound thing. I need to hit it and quit it. That's all it really was about. I'm going to hit it and I'm going to quit it. You understand? Once he got what he wanted, he left. He ain't want nothing, but then she wound up pregnant. When she wound up pregnant, it's like, okay, this your baby. Okay, but he ain't want nothing to do with it, so he might not have want nothing to do with the child. Or if he did want something to do with the child, she'd tell him, no, you can't see your son. And she used the courts, and the courts, these white folks don't give a damn about a black man being in the home, taking care of raising a black male child. They don't give a damn about none of that. So while she can get away with and not go to jail for not letting you see your son. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't blame us for that. You understand? I ain't saying that black women are turning around blaming black men, but y'all are the problem. Because see, if black women were raised by the man that me and you were raised by, which was a cross between Joe Jackson and James Evans from Good Times.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I would have made it with them niggas. Them niggas was on code with each other. If you and I did something wrong as a boy, and we were around the corner, and some man caught us, he would beat our ass, take us home to our daddy. Daddy would dap him up like, thanks a lot, man. Good looking out. Wasn't like, you put your hands on my son, I'm gonna whoop your ass. No, these niggas will fuck you up right after you got dropped off. These black women walking around with scrunchies and asses out of their skirts and all that. Them black men wouldn't have took that shit. Them black men would have. If you've seen the movie, the Michael Jackson story.
Yeah.
You notice that whenever Joe said something, Catherine didn't open up her motherfucking mouth.
Yeah.
Cause you know that belt was for her ass too. Them niggas did not play. And these were the guys that I was raised by.
Oh shit.
You step out of line, you getting your ass whooped. Don't do like I do like I say. And what them black men will tell you, I don't give a damn about you loving me. I don't want your love. Just do like the hell I tell you what to do. And you know it's the truth. You didn't mess with them men. Them men didn't play around. And matter of fact, when you got your ass whooped by them niggas would tower over you, look at you and tell you, I know one day I'm gonna get older. And you're gonna get older and you're gonna think you can whoop me. Well, nigga, if you put your hands on me, I brought you in this world and I will take you out. And I got receipts. When Marvin Gaye daddy was whooping his mama's ass, Marvin ran over and punched his dad and knocked him on the ground. That nigga didn't say nothing. He got up, went to his bedroom, got his pistol and blew his ass away. Right. That's the type of niggas we was raised by. You didn't play with them niggas. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why these black women wanted to get away from that type of patriarchy. Because it was discipline. Beyond discipline. You had to, when you was around them niggas, you walked on a tightrope. And I know a lot of women be like, oh girl, the very same women that was telling them, girl, when you get older, get your home. Don't depend on no man. But yet, you was a housewife. You benefited. You got the house and the money when the nigga died. Now your daughter out here struggling because of the simple fact that reason single black females and all black females is addicted to retail. They got 6-figure jobs, but they all broke. They all broke because they got credit card debt. They got motherfucking debt that they done downloaded apps where they get their prepaid loans, payday loans off their phone. She in debt. And when you get with them, all you buy is a debt. And I know I'm gonna piss a lot of black women off, but like I just told you, I was raised by men like Joe Jackson and James Evans. So if you're calling me misogynistic, I don't give a fuck. If you say that I'm controlling, you goddamn right I am. You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't cross me. I'm not that kind of a man.
Let me say, I let you talk, and it's good. I like hearing from you, but I don't want the women to be getting offended with the cussing and stuff like that. But I really appreciate. But I'm tracking with everything else you were saying, man. Everything else you were saying.
I feel you. You understand what I'm saying? But and you know what? And it's just that you know what? I've all of a sudden got hyped because of the simple fact and reason from the era that we came from. And you watch the changes that are going on. And you watch how our black women have went from respectable women to hoes. It upsets me.
No, I'm tracking.
It upsets me because it's like, you know, what the hell happened? You didn't never see black women wore rollers. They would never go past their front door. Now they just come outside with bonnets, rollers. We don't wear rollers anymore, but pajamas on at the grocery store. And literally come outside with panties on. And this is like, you know, what happened? And so when you grow up and you've seen all of that, man, it's a shame. But listen here, I'm gonna end it here. Y'all wanted equal opportunity, you got it.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man.
You have a good one.
All right, you too.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Yeah. That's the one that called out about that's the one who called in about the struggle pipe, man. Interesting. Now, you know, I wanted to hear what he had to say because he was saying some stuff that was interesting. I didn't agree with all of it, but there was some things he was saying that was interesting. Go ahead, call him.
Discover that.
There's a bunch of phone calls coming in now. I knew he was gonna gonna wake some of y'all up with what he was saying. I was tracking with some things, and some of the other stuff I wasn't tracking with, man. But I was tracking with some things. Let me see. I got some people to call back here. But some people are passionate, man. But I ain't gonna get carried away.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
All right, what you got?
The last caller,
Mm-hmm.
I am getting ready to kindly eat his ass up.
Well, I figured that was coming. What you got?
Okay, so I'm 50. I'll be 51 in December. I could track with a lot of the things that he was saying about Black men not being in the home,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes Black women raise their sons to be dependent. Like, I get that. But at the same time, I raised 2 sons by myself. Both of them are college graduates. Neither one of them have any children outside of wedlock. And I do have 2 degrees, 30 professional certifications. I own 20 rental properties. I do make 6 figures a year, and I sure in the fuck ain't broke. So I don't know who hurt him. If he got mama issues, or he want to say he was like James Evans. And my father was a good man, but he wasn't a man that he talking about. My daddy went to work. He came home. He gave my mother his check. She paid the bills. They split whatever was left down in the middle, and she kept her money. So whatever he talking about, I don't know what kind of controlling, aggressive man he been around in his life. That's part of the reason why Black women got away from those relationships. It wasn't about a man heading a household. It was about abusive ass men. And what he is talking about is abuse. So I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Secondly, as far as the neighborhood and the village, my grandmother, we was at my grandmother's house. Everybody on the block knew her. If we were outside acting a fool, yeah, you did get your ass whooped. And when you got home, you got your ass whooped again. But that has nothing to do with what's going on with Clarissa and Papoose. Papoose is what we call a PAN. I'm not going to say the words, but everything in him just exhibits that. If he talking about she took care of him for 20 years, damn right he gonna want half. Because she took care of him for 20 years, he shouldn't get shit. She spent all that man's money while he was in prison. He said it. She said it. She came home to nothing, rebuilt her career, continued to take care of him. What she owe him? You beg for a baby you don't see, you don't take care of. You mad because she don't want you. And I'm just going to say this. I believe there was an agreement. Something happened in that marriage that it was broken. And I can attest to that. I've told you before, I was married to a Marine 23 years. 3 years before we got divorced, we got a legal separation. He could do what he wanted to do. I could do what I wanted to do. We both had respect for each other. So I believe that's the type of agreement that Remy and Papoose had. But when he broke the agreement by acting a fool with Easy, and then they still working on it, you get caught on my couch with this girl who is loud and obnoxious. You right, I'm gonna say something. They've been poking and poking and poking that lady. He should not get shit, let alone half. And from military divorces, I was entitled to what is it, 30-40% of my husband's
retirement. His pension.
I signed that away in my divorce decree because I wanted the divorce. So I just this whole poor Papoose, she been taking care of him for 20 years. She don't owe that man nothing. And we all know, even if he gets alimony, that's where, like you said, next year we gonna see what pops off. You only get alimony until you remarry somebody. So while she talking about he filed for a divorce because he's serious about me, well, we gonna see how serious he is. Because if he get them alimony payments and he say as soon as he get divorced he gonna marry you, he ain't gonna be getting them for too long because they gonna stop once he get married to you. And then you gonna be done, you gonna have a baby, he gonna do you the same way he did Remy, he gonna stick you with that baby, he gonna divorce you, take half of the little bit of pot of money you got, and going on about his business. It's a pattern that Remy tried to warn her about. So that's all I wanted to say today, Hood. Like, whoever that man was, he needs to go to some counseling. He's not a hard man. He's abusive. Black feminism. First of all, black women are not feminists. We don't have the power to be feminists. What we did was we went to school and got education, not to overrule a man in our household, but to add to it. We got to a point in the black community where one income did not work. My grandfather was a offensive ass man. He was married to my grandmother. They both were elks. They was both out in the street doing what they wanted to do. When my granddaddy died, my grandmama said she hated him. And they cussed each other out every day. They didn't like each other. But they stayed together because that's what families did. We didn't want that for our children. So it wasn't that we went and got education to X out the man. We went and got education because it's nothing ass men like him who come around, make kids, want to control, leave the situation, and then you stuck trying to figure out how you're going to take care of your baby. That's all. That's all I want to say tonight.
All right. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you. And you're the one who called about the dark triad.
Exactly. Yeah, my name is Ebony from Chicago.
Yeah, I remember you. All right. You take care, okay?
You too.
All right. Bye. All right. Let me call, but yeah, I'm gonna call these other people back. But the call, see, this is the thing, man. You know, when people call in, I let people cook. And I was gonna let them keep cooking, but see, the cussing is where it starts to go left, because I know I don't like all the cussing, you guys don't like all the cussing. But when you're speaking passionately, I could understand, but it gets to a point to where when you start attacking the ladies in the chat, you know, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But he brought up there were some good points just about the lack of discipline, and you know how I look at this next generation. Like, I'm in the schools, y'all know that, and I talk about it. It's horrible to see these kids, junior high and high school. They're the future, and I would never call anyone a failure. You may not perform to your potential, but social media is destroying children. You know what I'm saying? The mother and father, even with a 2-parent household, there's a lot more challenges now, because my parents didn't have to struggle with us being influenced by shit being brought into the house by a cell phone, because we didn't have that. We didn't have the internet. You know what I'm saying? So there are kids now, all the toxicity is brought right into your household. So I'm not saying the internet isn't necessary. I'm not saying, you know, having a laptop is necessary, or an iPad or a cell phone. But they sure as hell are convenient. And even if you don't have that in your house, at some point in time you have to, because in the schools, kids are required to have electronic devices. Most of them are expected to have some kind of cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Even though most of them had to put it up. But the teacher tell you, use your cell phone and scan, you know, this QR code and this and that. So it's definitely a lot different now. But going back to the old-fashioned ways of things, I think there's some things we can pull from that without the abuse. You know what I mean? The abuse and all that ain't necessary. You know what I'm saying? Talk. With my kids, I didn't really have to be that physical with anybody. You know, matter of fact, I didn't have to do all that. You know what I mean? When they're young, you know, I didn't have to do all that. I talk. You know what I'm saying? I had to get a bit more stern as he got the oldest one, you know, because in high school and out there and his friends doing dumb shit, and I had to, you know, chirp his ass up like, I can't help you if you want to follow a crowd. You got to be a leader. Don't be a follower, man. That's the worst thing you can do, is follow these bozos, because when shit hit the fan, ain't nobody gonna be there except for, you know, your mother and I and your siblings. So you need to be cool with standing on your own and being that 1% and just being like F everybody. You got to be okay with doing that. You know what I mean? So I believe in beating the mind, not beating the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Beat the mind. And I think, when I'm in the schools and I talk to the kids, those are things I tell them, like the importance of when they frown their face that kind of way, like, look, you can get mad, but I'd rather beat your mind than you go out here with that bad attitude and someone beat your ass or kill you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, so when you in here, fix your face, shut up, and I'm going to beat your mind until you guys make the necessary corrections, because shit ain't sweet inside when you in handcuffs. Shit ain't sweet when you in a jail cell. You know what I mean? That shit's not sweet when your parents wake up in the middle of the night and got to answer the phone because little Johnny is in jail. You know what I'm saying? So shut up and appreciate it when somebody with a little bit of experience and like beat your mind. and really respect your parents 100 times more than you respect me when they're beating your mind. Because ain't nothing sweet about going to jail, especially you end up dead. You know, and so that's just the way I feel. You know what I'm saying? Beat the mind. And sometimes you may have to put a little belt to ass. You know what I'm saying? But if you start beating that mind from small, I think that minimizes the challenges you have as you get older. Because there's still peer pressure and adolescence, and everybody goes through their phases. You know what I'm saying? Beat the mind. That's how I was raised. Those are words I heard. You know, and that's why I am able to, raise my boys the way I'm raising them. And I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? But I believe in love. I think if you were raised with love, you know how to show love. But if you were raised with someone putting a foot up your ass every day, well, then that's what you know. So that's what you're going to do. Let me call these people back, man, because y'all don't call in here to hear me talk. Every now and then I kick a little knowledge, but y'all don't want to hear me. Who am I? The girls, them sugar. And how can I? Pass me the keys to my truck. 593. Let me call you back. Got me doing my Beanie Man thing up in here.
Hello?
Hood Champion, how you doing?
Hey, already you?
I'm all right. What's going on?
Man, I was calling to speak on the subject. I don't know if you're still live or not because I kind of clicked off.
Yeah, of course. You know I'll call you back when I'm live. You got the floor.
Oh, okay. So, this is what I want. I don't know if Clarissa will ever hear this or see what's going on. I'm a married woman. I've been married 20 years. We've been together 31. I filed for a divorce 4 times. As a matter of fact, we were in one right now. And divorcing is not easy. It's not easy. And I would advise any woman who's worth their weight of anything that knows their worth, do not date anybody who's separated with a pending divorce because things change. I'm 52 and I would love to wrap my arms around her and tell her that she deserves better. This is not about hating on her or anything like that. I'm looking at her. You're 31, no kids. You're this great sports person, athlete, or whatever you want to call it. And you have succumbed to an old married man with all these kids who ain't got no job. So you got to take a step back and just look. Like I said, and even me and my husband have been separated before, and had somebody flaunting, the relationship and this, that, and that. And I just sat back. I didn't say anything. And then just like with a wife, and just like even if Remy was saying, you know what, let's work this out. They're gonna opt to do that before they go through a final divorce. And that's exactly what I did. Crush that poor girl to smithereens. But when you've been with somebody that long, it's hard to just cut it out. Even on Remy's behalf, it's hard to just say it's done. When you got children, we got grown children graduated from college, and we had a lot at stake. And then to the fact that people go through rough patches in marriage. They do. Some think that you can never come back from certain things. But when you love each other, past the nonsense, you get to a point where you can even talk about the wrongs that you've both done, opt to forgive, and move forward. Even this, what Remy is going through, her marriage is still salvageable. And where will that leave Clarissa? You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if any woman would see that as a mother who has a child, who has children in Clarissa's age range, Papoose is closer to my age. This is not right. This is not right. And I'm from the streets. I know a user when I see one.
3 reasons why I don't love the T-Pop play clippers. Number 1, they just look amazing. Just look at.
You know what I'm saying? I had book sense, spiritual sense, street sense, common sense. I've seen this. And I really feel bad for her because she thinks that she's winning. And she's not. And another reason why he's probably prolonging that marriage with Remy, because he don't want to be forced or, badgered into marrying her, because that's what she's going to want next. And you can't marry somebody that's already married. So as long as he draws this out, That's his excuse to not be able to marry her. Because what happens after that? So now you gotta, no ring. I'm not giving you a ring. I'm not doing all these things. And then now there's another fight that ensues because she's invested all this time and money into you, and you won't get a divorce, or you get a divorce and you still won't marry me. That's going to be another problem. And again, because I had made a comment on somebody's page earlier that if Remy is saying that it's about the money, okay, well, Clarissa got money. And if you want him divorced, you'd be like, okay, well, you don't need her money. Go ahead and get the divorce, and I got your back. I have a cousin who's been married 4, maybe 5 times, and each time he got a divorce, the new woman paid for it. I kid you not. He always had a new woman, and she paid for his divorce.
Yeah, he more international than me. Shit, that's good.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And right now, he's single. He said this is the first time that he's been single. His own job, his own car, his own place. He's not even looking at a woman to be married or anything like that. So again, happens with this long-term relationship. It's like a man, how you watch the Love After Lockup? Or even, I know dudes that's been in prison, been in jail, and you send these prison letters, and then as soon as you get out, these women want you to do this, that, and the other. You don't want to go from a prison to another one. Not saying that marriage is prison, but it is exclusive. You get what I'm saying? So if he's in this long relationship, he's not going to want to come out and then pop another ring on his face.
Right.
And so again, like I said, and that's what Miss Shanika was saying, and somebody who's been there trying to tell you this ain't what you want. So that's my take on it. Originally from Chicago, out here in Vegas. Hey, y'all.
Right. Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in.
All right. And thanks for calling me back. Have a good one.
Okay.